And so, for the record, this match serves not only to look at two cool people play what just might be the most amazing match of Epicinium ever, but also if the community has any questions or things they're unclear about in the game, how mechanics work or how tactics work, then we invite them to ask questions as much as they can. We'll actively look at the chat, and I hope the players won't, and we'll try to answer as many questions as you have.
Yeah. All right, so we have Dutch playing blue on the left side of the map, and Zanath playing yellow on the right side of the map. And yeah.
So for anyone who's not familiar, Epicinium is a strategy game. It's turn-based, and people line up their orders at the same time. So it's a simultaneous turn. They'll have time to plan, which is 60 seconds in this game per turn. And then both players' actions will be executed, well, intermixed with each other.
Yeah, and the turn limit is changeable, right, in the settings?
Yeah.
The time limit, yes.
Yes. So what's the fastest you can go?
I think 1 second. But I don't think it's doable. It's more, yeah.
It's like the time you have to reach your mouse is your turn.
Yeah, exactly. I think I've done like 5 seconds once, but it was not a success.
Not
yeah, we've played
recommendable.
5-second games against each other.
Yeah,
for fun.
I think so.
You can get like 1 or 2 orders out.
All right, so Zanath is going for 2 settlers, and Dutch has a settler and a factory, so different economic strategies already.
Uh-huh. Yeah, we're seeing a little conflict in the bottom already, and at the top. They're meeting each other at different places already.
Yeah, yellow settlers are getting awfully close to the action.
Yeah, they have to be.
Yeah, so for the viewer, the fog of war is like 2 tiles, right?
Yeah,
it differs per unit, but
right.
For the militia, it's 2 tiles. Yeah. So Dutch can't see the settler right here, but
right. That was my next question.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's very important right now.
Yeah.
Okay, now
there goes 2 militia already.
Oh.
Oof. Not a good engagement for Zanath. It's a Dutch versus
right.
Zanath.
So here we have the farm.
All right, the farm, yeah. Zanath's also going for a farm.
So this match is Dutch versus Zanath, with let me see, Dutch on the left side and Zanath on the right side. And they were the 2 highest rated players in the first Epicinium tournament on Discord we had.
It seems like Dutch won the fight in the top of the map and Zanath won the fight in the bottom. I don't know if
so
that's
they can go for a clockwise battle.
Yeah, exactly. It's also interesting that that Dutch has his farm between his cities, so more protected, whereas Zanath's farm is much more forward, which you could use to build like militia, for instance.
Yeah, his farm placement is very very out there. Seems like a bold move.
Yeah.
That's usually also how I play, because I don't like to have my farms very close to the cities, because in the end that will hurt the city's chance to grow, because the city needs green tiles around it to gain power.
Yeah, and power means growth.
Yeah, power is like the little buildings. They can be either lit up or not.
Uh-huh.
And if you count the amount of lit up buildings, that's the amount of power it has. And that determines how strong the units it produces will be, and also how much income it will generate at night.
Oh, it's also the strength of the units.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. So it's multiple elements in one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so it's
So if
definitely
you-
going clockwise because Dutch also has this tank here, which you can use. But
Uh-huh.
Zanath is already next to Dutch's city. And if he occupies that, then that means there's no income going there. And you can also, Dutch also cannot build any units there, so that could definitely matter. So yeah, you can see
Ooh.
the lights flickering off. In fact, one turn before he tried to build something, it seems.
And of course, the game ends when all cities of one player are occupied, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, occupied or destroyed.
Right, yeah.
So if you don't have any more cities to control, you lose. And the winner gets an amount of points based on the amount of green tiles that are left on the map. So those are forest or grass tiles. So that means every time they build something, they use up 1 point that's available for the winner at the end of the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And how do the trees, because I'm seeing light green tiles as well with trees, how do these work together?
Sorry, how does what work
Like-
together?
Is the deep green is forest and the other is...
No.
No.
No, that's the amount of moisture
Right.
a tile has. So there are all kinds of environmental effects. For example, when you build an industry, these surrounding tiles dry out. And you can see that because they're slightly more yellow than green.
Ah, okay, so everything from green to yellow counts as a green tile, quote unquote, but
Yeah.
once they
That's
get all brown, it's unfixable.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Yeah, green tiles is a bit of a misnomer.
It's a
maybe.
meta, yeah, it's like, I get it, yeah. Green, quote
Um,
unquote.
All right, so it's winter
Greenish.
now. So that's gonna slow all the units down. And it also changes the way cities gain power because now they're no longer considered green, but now they're just because they have snow, it's only half a point. So you need, it changes
Oh.
the number of.
Right, yeah, you still see the difference between what was a green tile and a brown tile, but very faintly, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But that's only for the growth of cities and towns, right? Not for the amount of points they'll get at the end of the
No,
game.
exactly. Yeah.
But the snow will disappear again.
Yeah.
When the winter is over.
Yeah, right, okay. They don't permanently count as half points once again winter.
No, that would be
That
cool.
would, oh yeah, you can see the units moving slower
Yeah.
through the snow.
So Zanath now has a rifleman in his city, so that allows him to defend, especially against this militia, because the militia only does one shot. Actually, Dutch blowing up his own militia just to destroy the barracks, which is bold. And I guess the barracks is worth more.
Yeah, economy-wise.
Yeah.
And is the tank particularly more effective against cities?
Yeah, because when it bombards, it can destroy 2 buildings in 1 turn, so you can destroy a
Right.
city relatively fast in that way.
Yeah, but it's it fires twice regardless of opponent, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So with a tank, you can hit your own units as well. While with infantry, you can't. They just won't shoot.
Oh, right. So tanks deal like collateral damage.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Zanath actually moving out of the city, which I don't know if that's a great idea, but maybe he's doing it to prevent the tank from moving over, which is what it was trying to do, so that he can't bombard the city. I I guess that's what he's trying to do, because the rifleman
Yeah.
doesn't deal enough damage to kill the tank. So
And units don't have any health, right? What you see is what you get.
yeah, exactly. It's
So
the
if,
amount of
if,
hit
it,
points.
if it deals
Or-
half damage, then it's just like, might as well be nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
So you can see on the lower left that the rifleman has 2 hit points and the tank 3, so it needs to be hit 3 times in one turn to get destroyed. And he doesn't have enough damage because he has 1 rifleman here and 1 rifleman there.
Yeah, so if you hover over a tile, what exactly is the information in the panel? Can you tell a bit about that? Because there's blue bars, which and a shield.
Yeah, the blue bars just mean the size, and the shield is the amount of hit points, so the amount of hits it needs to take in one attack. And the only other thing is, well, the name obviously, but the white bars means the current power that it has.
Ah, right.
So Zanath did manage to capture a city with his rifleman unit, which might matter.
So the blue bars are the number of objects
Yeah.
on a given tile.
Exactly. So Zanath generating a lot of income with his multiple farms as well.
I like how the tiles are actually harvested when the economy phase happens.
Yeah.
Like the green disappears from them. It's a fun little detail.
Yeah. So yeah, so now Dutch has an opportunity to take back this city if he moves in right away. But it might be that Zanath built some riflemen before that.
So it all depends on who has first move, right?
Yeah. But I don't think there's a way we can see that from the observer view.
No,
Which
but the
maybe-
players can.
Yeah.
It's a surprise for us as well.
Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, it seems
There we
like
go.
Zanath moved first. That's gonna
Say a shot first.
exactly.
Fan
That's
to you
when
read
it's
the
in
bones.
battle in his favor. Zanath building even more farms, even though he's ahead right now, I would say. But it is gonna, like, if he's gonna win, then that's gonna lower his the amount of points he gets. But of course, I mean, he hasn't won yet, so
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's that certain of his victory yet.
no. I mean, this tank can just demolish the city pretty quickly, so
Uh-huh.
and then it might just change.
So for a starting player, I think it would be a real, like, first dilemma, like how many green tiles do you already waste with your economy? Because in normal strategy games, you would just, buy as much as you can. But in this game, there's the added drama of nature. So it seems like, yeah, I would say that these guys are building a lot more economy than I would as a first-time player.
Yeah, might be.
Yeah, so there's always the thing that if you lose, you never get any points.
Right, yeah.
So that's the biggest dilemma of all.
Oh, lucky soldier there.
Yeah.
It's good that the game has no morale system, or that guy would be running for his life, I think.
All right.
Oh, there
Yeah,
he
that's-
goes.
So Zanath did a focus attack there, so both units fired at the same time. And that allowed him to destroy that tank.
And that's a cool mechanic. So that works with up to any number of directions, right?
Yeah, so if you could have like if you have a unit surrounded with 4 units, you could destroy basically anything in one turn.
And that's just with one unit focusing, they all fire.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. So if you would use all of them focusing, then they could destroy like everything.
Yeah, definitely, it's very powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cool little mechanic. You wouldn't expect that kind of depth when you look at the just the focus action. It seems like an attack of opportunity kind of thing, but then it does a lot more.
Yeah, it's also like it's basically or initially just a way for a unit to target another tile without having to walk there. Because usually you have to move them there to attack something.
Right, yeah.
But then we added to that they combine attacks with other surrounding units. Oh, and Vadim, no, I hope they are not watching the stream. If they are, Sander, maybe you should kick them. They shouldn't be watching the stream.
No, I don't think they are anymore.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, like about the number of farms. I was surprised about that as well, but maybe it just comes with high level play. And these guys expect the best of each other, of course.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Yeah, so when Sander and I play each other, we usually don't have that many farms, or not this many at least. We should usually have 1 or 2 per player.
Yeah, because a farm always generates 1 coin per green field, and the city, as much as it has lighted buildings, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
so the city and the town, they gain value over time. And the farm just gives you instant value.
But a farm takes up way more space.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because the city needs as many tiles, but it doesn't like destroy them necessarily. Because for both you need like space.
Yeah, that's right.
But you use it in different ways. The farm like occupies the space immediately. And it can also be destroyed by tanks, as we just saw.
Yeah.
Vadim is asking if we could include global vision.
It is in the game. If you at the start of when you start a lobby, you can switch from normal vision to global vision, I think.
Yeah. But these players are playing with normal vision, so they see fog of war, so they can't see. Yeah, they cannot see what's on the other side of the map unless they move a unit or build a building there.
Yeah, exactly.
So we as observers can see the whole map at once.
Right.
Players can't.
Right, so Dutch opting for more militia. He does have this tank, which is gonna blow up some riflemen. And Zanath building a lot of gunners. I think because Dutch is building tanks, and gunners are fairly effective against tanks.
And that's just in the amount of damage they deal, right?
Yeah, because gunners deal 3 shots in 1 turn, and 3 is the amount of times you need to hit a tank before it gets destroyed. So on an open field, you can
with
just
no
destroy
shelter, you would have a very good chance of destroying it.
Yeah, exactly.
But if the tank is on a tile that also has 1 or more trees, then it's much more likely one of the 3 shots fired will hit a tree instead, so the tank will survive. And since it doesn't have health, it will just retain its 3 HP. So
that's something that Epicinium does quite differently from most strategy games.
Yeah.
And was this simply to eliminate like visual clutter, to eliminate more data in the game, or were there more reasons for this?
Yeah, I think that's the main reason, because it's easy to read. It's not like every individual figure you see on screen has like a separate health counter or something. You can just look at the screen, see how many figures each unit has, and then deduct how strong it is from that.
Yeah.
But then also I think it's just an interesting battle system on its own.
Yeah, and also because how the way it interacts with collateral damage and with trees, for instance, because it's the same system. So trees don't increase your defense necessarily. They're another target that the bullet could hit. So they decrease the chance that your tank, for instance, gets hit 3 times in one turn, because there's more targets there.
Yeah, the more objects there are on a tile.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Landwang is right, by the way, that it can be difficult to predict what strategy your opponent is going, because early tanks can be very strong, especially if you don't have any units, if you don't only have militia. So you have to kind of think about what strategies might my opponent be going, and how do I need to defend against each of those. Because that's also determined by the economy you take. Those two things are tied together.
Yeah, as with any good strategy game, of course, having a lot of options, a lot of strategies. Ooh, nice.
So do you guys think that Dutch has any chance of recovering from this? Because Zanath now has 3 cities.
Yeah, I think it's going to be
one
difficult.
of Dutch's cities.
I think he can't produce the tanks fast enough, or he doesn't have enough income to produce the tanks fast enough to really counter this. And he can't build any riflemen either, because this city only has 1 power. I think that's the main problem. So Zanath just has enough income to keep sending like gunners and also these stronger rifleman units. That I think this game is going to go to Zanath. Especially if he uses his sapper to bombard this industry, for instance.
Yeah. To be clear, Dutch and Zanath will be playing a 3-game match.
Yeah.
So they'll play 3 games, and the winner will be the one with the highest total amount of points.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so it's not a best out of 3 or a anything like that. It's not about the wins, but it's about the points.
Yes. But then, of course, the loser always gets 0 points. It's just that there could be like a surprise twist at the end if like the same player wins twice with 30 points. So he has 60 points. Oh.
Yeah, he's gonna occupy the city, so unless Dutch can kill that gunner this turn, that is gonna be game. I don't think he has enough money. No, he's not gonna be able to kill it. I don't think he has enough money to build another city either, no.
Yeah, so this is going to Zanath.
Yeah.
So to finish my story, if someone wins twice with 30 points each, so he has 60 points, then the other player could still win with more than 60 points in the last game.
This is not even a bad score considering how much farms they built.
Yeah, 37. I mean,
I'm surprised by this, actually. I would have guessed it lower, but yeah. There you have it. First match of the day.
Goes to Zanath. With by building a lot of farms and some gunners, I think. Really helped.
Yeah, cool to see these tactics. They weren't that like far from each other. One had more tanks, considerably more tanks, but
yeah,
the economical strategy was very comparable.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Do we need to take a break, or can we just go straight to game 2?
We can take like a minute. Come back.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do that.
So in 1 or 2 minutes, we'll be back for game 2.
Yep. See you then.
And we're back. So let's join this new lobby. Alright, we're playing on Spruce. Last match was on Toad.
Yeah, so there's no like randomly generated stuff going on here on the maps. They're just
No, not at the moment. It's something we might want to add, but yeah, we just haven't enough time for that right now.
No, of course it's
also because the maps have to be balanced.
It's not always necessarily better. I think like a lot of games add random stuff, just because it kind of sounds cool. But I think at the end of the day,
yeah.
handmade maps are you have a lot of control over where choke points are, what kind of tactics can be used.
And in the final version, there will be a map editor, so players can make their own maps to play on.
Yeah, also very cool. So that would be like with an in-game tool?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're also including other stuff for fanatics, right? Like modding, extensive modding support, AI tools?
Yeah, definitely. There will be an API, so you can program your own AI opponents.
So what does it look like? What's it programmed in?
Well, actually, in your language of choice. We made our AIs in C++, in which we made the whole game. But in the end, there will just be a yeah, just a structure that we'll document online that you can use to communicate with our server. So you'll be able to write it in any language you want if you are a coder.
Yeah.
Cool.
Right. So they're actually playing on small instead of on cruise. And it's called that because it's, I think, the smallest map. I mean, I don't know. I mean, all the maps are 100 tiles, or at least 100 green tiles. But I think some maps have more non-green tiles, like desert tiles, or.
Yeah, and it's mostly that the players are closer together, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because this seems really intense.
Yeah.
So especially the part in the middle is very hands-on kind of thing.
Yeah. So Zanath deciding to build a barracks there right away. And yeah, it's only 3 tiles away from the city, so, and that's the movement speed of a militia or a sapper, for instance.
So for those who just tuned in, we are watching a 3-game match between Zanath and Dutch, 2 of our top players at the moment.
Yeah, we're doing 3 matches. This is the second one.
The first one was won by Zanath with 37 points.
Out of 100.
And Dutch is in blue, and Zanath is in yellow.
I think you're saying yellow and Sander's saying orange.
Yeah, I keep calling it orange.
Interesting.
Technically it's called yellow, but yeah, it's the same.
No, it's definitely, sorry, it's orange.
Yeah.
I think we called it yellow in game.
Yeah. I mean, the buildings are more yellowish, but I mean.
Ooh, this could be an early lead for Dutch. Because Dutch will be able to occupy the yellow city.
Yeah, these militia here. That's definitely important.
Yeah, and they can easily kill the one militia there.
Yeah. I mean, Zanath does have a militia up here, which he might use to kill this settler, perhaps, or just move into the city of Dutch.
That's cool, because with the all focus mechanic that we just talked about, you can use the rifleman first to focus, with which he also used the militia, right? And then he can move the militia into the city.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's a very cool, actually, one unit gets 2 actions because they can piggyback on the other. Oh, right.
He did decide to do it the other way around, though.
Oh,
he's not going to work out in
interesting.
favor. And you can see also there's an attack of opportunity when units move past another unit. So this militia moved from here to here, and then got attacked by this rifleman.
So that's regardless of focus?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Units always attack when something moves past them.
Ah, okay. So it doesn't, like, focusing on that tile doesn't do anything extra?
No, it just means if they stop on that tile and don't move away, you still attack them. But yeah. Yeah, so actually the opposite happened of what we said was going to happen, because now Zanath is occupying a city from Dutch, and not the other way around.
Yeah, so I do think Dutch missed an opportunity there, right?
Yeah, he could have used those soldiers, right, to move into the city to the left.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know if he knew
it's good he's not listening.
Yeah. I don't know if he knew about this militia, though, because it might have come from the top. And if his rifleman was there and the militia was there, I don't think he could have seen it. Maybe that's why he didn't even think about the militia being there.
So I thought maybe he didn't move because he wanted to keep occupying the barracks.
Yeah, that's also... But then he shouldn't have focused with the militia, I don't think. Because the riflemen only have 2 movement speeds, so they can't move to the city anyway.
Oh, that was a very lucky shot, right? Or
Um,
wait, they can't. The riflemen can't hit their own building. So does that mean that it doesn't count as cover either?
No, they can hit their own buildings.
Oh, just not like on purpose.
Yeah.
No, exactly.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Not exactly right what I said, but
If they
you know,
miss
you
an
know what I
enemy
mean.
unit
Yes.
that's in the city, then they will hit one of their own buildings.
Yeah. So that was a very lucky shot that he just pulled off.
No, it's 50-50.
Oh, okay. I thought like for every building.
No, I mean there's two types of there's like attacks and then there's damage abilities. For damage abilities, it counts the number of buildings, but for attacks, it's just one building. It does count the number of figures that a unit has, but not the number of buildings.
Okay, so the larger a unit is still the higher a chance, but
Yeah. Because otherwise, you wouldn't be able to kill anything in a city.
no, of
Yeah.
course, it would be interesting in a way.
I mean, yeah, it could be interesting, but I think
Maybe that's kind of like a modifier for a weekly challenge or something.
yeah, exactly.
Because you would need to like level your own cities in order to kill anything occupying it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So the damage ability Sander was talking about is, for example, the tanks shell ability
Mm-hmm.
and a sapper's bombard ability. So sapper has a long-range bombard attack, and tank has to be next to a tile to shell it.
Yeah, and that differs from attacking in the way that we just described.
Yeah.
It's funny that they actually have a larger chance than against a tank than against a soldier. But that's, of course, that's a big like con of tanks then, a big downside.
Mm-hmm.
As well as they can't really attack, right? They can only bombard or
Yes.
shell. I mean,
they don't have a regular attack. If they just move somewhere, they won't attack. You have to give it a separate order to make it shell another tile. But then for offense, I would say that's a lot stronger than most units attack, because it attacks twice, and yeah, so it'll also hit the buildings, and that's usually what you want to use the tank for.
right? So it's in the case of the tank, you really want to destroy those buildings, and not necessarily the soldiers.
Yeah, but that makes tanks very bad for defense, of course, because if you want to kill an enemy unit in your own city,
Right.
you'll most likely destroy your own city instead.
Yeah. Then you'll literally do what I just described, like leveling everything to kill that pesky enemy soldier.
So it's interesting how in both games, yellow took back. Zanath is yellow, but in the last game it was Dutch.
No, they're still the same colors, I think.
Yeah, I know. It's just the left player got one of their cities occupied, but captured them back pretty quickly.
Oh, right, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But indeed, last game that was Dutch, and now it's Zanath.
And Dutch again going for industry, while Zanath builds barracks instead for as a
Or military
way of building units. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's funny though that Zanath this time only built like one farm so far. Oh, well, he's going to build a second, I think.
Yeah, he's got
a
settler here as well.
But still, like, you see a lot more. The economy, like the farm building, is a lot less than in the last game, I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels a lot more controlled right now.
Yeah, I think that's mostly the map being so small. So this map really encourages early game attacks. It could have been decided in the first few turns, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it looked that way.
Yeah.
It was very tense to start. Now we're seeing more like paced mid-game action.
Yeah, definitely.
So the
Dutch have
units and
retreated
the possibilities that there are in the game right now, how close are these to the like the launch version? What you guys envision for the full game?
So the mechanics or the
No, the number of units, the number of like how close is this?
I think fairly close. We want to add like a couple of more units. But mostly we want to keep the amount of units relatively low and make sure that all units have a well-defined role, but that they can be used in multiple ways. So for instance, because like for instance tanks have, they're an offensive unit because they deal a lot of damage, but they're also high armor, so you can use them to just block enemy units and keep them in position, for instance. I think we want to keep that, so we want to add like an airplane unit that can transport units, but you can also use it to take down zeppelins, for instance. So yeah, every unit has multiple uses instead of just adding a ton of units.
Right. So an airplane. Oh yeah, of course, because like a motorized transport would be more very similar to a tank, while an airplane is like something completely new.
Yeah.
And of course, it's better for the environment. That's not true, not in real life, but
yeah,
that sounds like quite a claim. Like airplanes are better for the environment than driving vehicles.
Yeah, so we might make the gameplay reflect that as well when we add new units. There might be different consequences.
Yeah.
What do you mean, like the CO2 exhaust of airplanes, or?
Yeah, for example, because right now it's only buildings that contribute to the global warming in the game, which we haven't really seen so far. Last game was pretty short, so we didn't see all the weather effects. But normally, the longer the game goes on, more and more extreme weather effects will come into play. So the players will have to watch out where they send their units because there might be a firestorm on that tile.
Yeah.
And is there like an indicator somewhere, or is it just like reading how many green tiles are there left?
No, whenever the global warming reaches a new level, a newspaper will pop up in screen. So it's
like,
kind of unmistakable.
Oh, right. So
like
we
this
really
one,
haven't seen that yet.
Except this one is, yeah, it doesn't have anything about global warming. Well, I don't know if you can see this, of course, but the viewers don't.
Yeah, the viewers can't, but we
yeah,
we cannot. That's a bit like. I see. Yeah, I'm seeing it now.
Both players building some sappers as well, which are very good at taking down buildings, as you can see.
Hey, okay. So this is the fire. This is like a firestorm effect, or what's it called?
No, that's gas. So the industry was destroyed by the sapper.
Oh.
Zanath's sapper destroyed the industry. So there was gas on that tile.
And then the settler moved into the gas and died at the end of the turn. So
that's a one-time thing then.
Yeah.
In this case.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can also build zeppelins, and they have a much wider gas attack. It's 3x3.
Right, but in the core, it's the same effect.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool. Also very very readable, I think, in that case. Like basically the same thing, but in whole different consequences.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we'd also like to add some more game modes. So right now, or some more ways to end the game, except for just capturing or destroying your enemy cities.
So, yeah, I've seen plans about a diplomatic game mode.
Yeah.
So that would mean that you would like divvy up remaining green tiles and come to a score that's not necessarily 0 to anything.
Yeah, exactly. So that's an idea we had for another game mode. The amount of green tiles that's still left on the map, those are the amount of points usually the winning player gets. But then after some while, not immediately, but after something happens in game, players could negotiate over the remaining points. And if they could come to an agreement, for example, if there's 70 points left on the map, they could say like, okay, the player who has a slight advantage right now might agree to take 40 of those points, and the other player takes 30.
Right, so then it becomes more like an in-game, almost like a betting thing.
Yeah,
kind of.
Like
do you think you can
odds,
win?
Yeah.
Dutch actually taking the city once again, or occupying at least. And now the barracks as well, just in time because Zanath was going to build something there.
And all units can occupy a city, or at least all infantry units, but only some can like take it, right?
Yeah, only rifleman units, which are the rifleman units with the helmets, or like these specific units, can capture or just buildings.
So then it becomes yours if you capture it.
Exactly, but that takes like one turn, I presume.
Yeah, you have to give the order separately. So you have to move in there, then you occupy it, and then with a rifleman you can give it a capture order. Then the building is yours. You can do that with cities, but also with barracks or farms or industry.
Oh wow! So any building except the weird farm tile, like.
You can also take
even that
crops, yeah.
Yeah, no, I meant also the crops, like the separate crops.
Yeah,
but it's very inefficient because there are usually
funny.
8 of them around the farm, so you have to walk up to each one and.
So the little fence is actually a building.
Yeah.
In that case.
But actually,
that's very cool.
Zanath managed to occupy this city as well because the vision radius of the buildings is quite small. It's only a 3x3. So Dutch didn't know about this rifleman that was there. Now I have to build something to counter this. But he does have his rifleman unit moving up, so he might be able to deflect that.
So this is exciting because the game could really go both ways right now.
Yeah, definitely.
It looked to be more surefire than it is now. But it looked like saying this military expansion thing was paying off quite well, but.
Yeah, but then Dutch kind of made a comeback by trying to occupy these cities, and now it's like pretty much even, I would say. Because Dutch might reoccupy this, but then there's gunners that should be able to clear them out again. So.
Yeah, on the other hand, his own rifleman in that city doesn't seem to stand a very healthy chance either.
No, exactly.
So both cities are highly contested in the middle.
Yeah.
And there's new units moving up. But Dutch opted for a settler. So he thinks that in the long run, probably more economy is the best idea.
Yeah, maybe. Zanath did capture it before Dutch was able to kill the rifleman. That means at least this night Zanath is going to get some income from this tile as well. But Dutch does have more money, it seems. Probably because he has industry and the farms don't generate any income in the winter.
Yeah, so that's also part of the whole strategy.
Yeah.
Because the towns and cities, they generate income all year round.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, every night. So each season is divided up into a a day phase and a night phase. Am I saying that correctly?
Yeah, it's called weather phase here, but we call it day phase as well.
Uh-huh.
So there's one planning, one action, one planning, one action, and then income.
Yeah, so almost board game-like phases.
Yeah.
Also how they're visualized, I think. Like they're really visualized as if you go past each building and are like, oh yeah, this one will give me 2 coins, this one will give me 3 points.
Yeah.
But then obviously a lot faster. Oh, so a lot of trees just spruced up, right?
Yeah, that's what happens in spring.
Wow.
Every grass tile has a chance to turn into a forest tile, so then it gets 1 tree. Each forest tile has a certain chance to get 1 tree extra. So that means that units can use them for cover. And it's also kind of like a buffer for the grass to disappear, or to not disappear.
Right, because trees will be destroyed before the grass degrades?
Yes, yes.
Okay. For a game that like prophesizes total destruction, that's a lot of trees. Sprucing up in one season. I think humanity would be better off with your mechanics so far.
Yeah, maybe.
But maybe in this round we'll see the other end as well.
Could be. Dutch is looking to retake his city, and he also has a secret town down there, which I don't think Zanath. I mean, he doesn't know about just yet. I don't know if he saw the settler going somewhere, but
Yeah, that's a nice position.
Yeah, because he'll never go there if he doesn't. Except if he wants to build his own secret town.
yeah, exactly.
Because for him, in the fog of war, it looks like there's nothing.
There's just
just grass.
Yeah. Dutch is probably gonna lose his tank though this turn. Just to the gunner, I would say, but he might be able to take 1 or 2 riflemen with him.
Yeah, if he has the move advantage, he'll be able to shell the rifleman.
Yeah, and the worst thing to do would be to move it right away, right? Because then it would have the take a counterattack from the units.
Yeah. The attack of opportunity of all the...
yeah.
He did manage to get 1 rifleman. Which lowered the number of shots from 4 to 3, and then the 1 tree helped save the tank, but I think the gunner's not gonna kill it.
Yeah. So Zanath accounted for that possibility.
Yeah.
By not only giving a focus attack, but afterwards also moving his gunner over.
Yeah, because that's a major thing about this game is because the way the orders are executed in turn and you don't know what your opponent's going to do, sometimes you really need to basically give the same order twice to different units just to make sure that something happens. Or you can just risk it and assume that this is going to work and then do something else, but then you might run into problems where neither works out because the second thing relied on the first thing or something.
Yeah, but it might really pay off as well, right?
Yeah.
If you take chances like that, because you do have like 4 other orders you can use for other useful stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the like zipping solution that you used, it's a very elegant way to do simultaneous multiplayer, because I think in all the games that I've played that did it the execution was very different. But it always has that aspect where you really don't know what's going to happen, and I think here it's more, you just have a little bit more, I don't know, it feels a little bit more controlled because of the zipping structure.
I mean, you can also bluff, right? Like if your opponent has a tank next to a city, he might use that to destroy the city. So maybe like you go, well, this city's already gone, I should do something else. But then maybe he has a different order as a first order.
Yeah.
Right, and then it could have paid off to attack the tank first. You can also play some mind games with, I think this is what my opponent's gonna do first, so I should just do this second or something. Which is fun to see, like in high level games. I mean, here we can't see what their orders are exactly, so it's
right. I was just going to say it would be fun to be able to see how they're like what they're doing with the mouse and how they're
yeah, exactly,
frantically moving everything.
Yeah, so we might eventually add some more information to these spectator modes, where you can actually see what orders the two players are queuing, for example.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I mean, this is a very exciting way to see everything, because we're as surprised as everyone. Here we have the
This is the
global
newspaper.
warming newspaper.
So the most important thing here is frostbite is gonna occur next winter, and Dutch actually building a Zeppelin, which is I'm curious to see how that's gonna work out this game. The Zeppelin is very slow, but once it gets somewhere, it can be very strong as well.
Ooh, that's interesting. I didn't think we were going to see the Zeppelin in these games.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so now that we're seeing the first global warming stage, to the left, there's a little bit of there's like indicators that say what's going on, right?
Yeah, there's markers that show what all the weather effects are. And
right,
there's
and
a humidity counter
they do
as
that
well.
per tile.
But it's it's per tile. And the one of the strengths of the Sapper, of course, is that its attack range is much longer than the vision radius of most units. So you can attack from somewhere, and your opponent won't know from where. They'll only see basically the impact.
They won't even see like a flash or something. Like no, I mean it doesn't even hint at the location. Like a lot of games do this.
You don't know, yeah.
Zanath says, "Can I blame RNGesus for this loss?"
I missed what happened, but I think he lost like all of his units. Yeah, like with just these two rifleman units here.
Yeah, RNGesus is definitely a player in this game.
Maybe our biggest opponent. Thanks, RF.
You chose not to eliminate Jens like entirely. It's not there in most parts of the games, but it's definitely there in combat and stuff. Did you consider removing it entirely? Like anywhere in development?
Yeah, I think we did think about it. But it's just a very convenient way to make sure that like the attack power a unit has is divided over different things. Because otherwise you would have to have like another way if you, for example, attack a unit like a triple rifleman.
Right.
To make sure that the damage you inflicted is not like guaranteed to kill one of the figures or something. I'm not sure if I'm making much sense.
Well, no, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
And of course, it's a way to create some like the uncertainty that we just talked about. Like you never are sure how a move is going to end, so you'll always have to prepare for the worst chance.
Yeah, exactly. That's also a thing. So now we're seeing frostbite as well, which is going to deal damage to ground units on these tiles. The tanks don't really care that much about it, but these riflemen, for instance, you might have to...
That's because the tank has that much HP, right?
Yeah, it does 2 hits and the tank has 3 HP, so the tank can't be killed by frostbite. But yeah, there's a rifleman going. Maybe you should have moved that. And I think Dutch is taking the long way around with this Zeppelin, just so it's more of a surprise when it finally gets there.
I said something about them being conservative with the map, but at this point,
Yeah, no, it's
half
no
of the
longer
map
case.
is covered in farms again. So
I think because the game is more tense this game. I mean, well, last game we also had a lot of farms, but yeah, like neither player is winning at this point, so they're just going all out in the farms to get any edge that they want, that they can.
Yeah, they have to plan for the long term now.
Yeah. Is tank actually gonna kill the gunner just as it spawns?
So how insane is the global warming going to get?
Well, that totally depends on how long this game will last.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
but I mean, what's like almost end game? Like, what's the craziest thing that's going to happen? Because I see that the lowermost indicator is called death.
Yep.
Yeah. The worst thing is just straight up death, which means your buildings will just be killed instantly. Well, you have
On
a little
certain tiles, right? Or
at randomly selected tiles.
oof.
But you have some advance warning. You can see it one move before it happens.
Yeah, so you have time to send units away, for instance.
But that's like totally end game.
Yeah, we're not there yet.
No. And most games won't get there, luckily.
Oh. Dutch is boldly moving toward the enemy again.
Yeah.
They lost a lot of units the last couple of rounds, and now we're seeing that they have to build up their stuff again before they can do whole new assaults.
Yeah, exactly. But Dutch does have this Zeppelin, which gives him a little bit
that's
of advantage.
slowly getting there.
Yeah.
You
I mean,
weren't
and the
kidding
Sapper's
when you
gone
said
as
it was
well,
slow.
which is... Sorry,
Sorry, what was that? Sander?
What?
Mhm.
Well, and he also, because he built like, with this town, I think he built a farm. And I don't know if, well, no, he didn't, Zanath knows about it because he can see this soil tile. But that now also allows him to build like militia really close to the cities. This city here, and also just his base in general. So that's some interesting,
kind
like,
of revealed his precious place by placing the farm. He also kind of teased that there was more economy hidden there.
Yeah, oh, that's true.
But it doesn't seem like Zanath has a lot of opportunity to deal with that right now.
No, he doesn't.
I mean, maybe from now on. I mean, he seems to have the upper hand right now.
Yeah.
At least in the top of the map.
He does have this double gunner, which is very strong, just because it deals so much damage that it kills basically anything in one shot.
Yeah, so you can only build that with like the most updated industry, right, or something?
Oh yeah, with barracks. So you need to upgrade barracks, which is very expensive. So, and it also takes more time to gain enough power to build those.
Yeah, so barracks usually only produce single gunners or sappers. But when you upgrade it, and that's pretty expensive, you can use them to build double gunners and double sappers. which are just a whole lot stronger, both with their attacks and defense, because the incoming shots will be divided between 2 targets instead of 1.
Oh, right. So it effectively doubles their HP as well.
Yeah, more than doubles, I would say.
Yeah.
But it's good to
those
know.
units are gonna get killed because they moved away.
Oh, wow.
But it's good to note that Zanath currently doesn't have any unit with which to counter the Zeppelin, except for the Sapper that's underneath the Zeppelin right now.
Right, but the sappers can't attack nearby, so you won't be able to target the Zeppelin either.
No.
Yeah, we don't know who has the initiative right now, but again, that will decide his fate, right?
No, because the
Well,
sappers...
no, the Sapper cannot
can't.
hit the Zeppelin while it's on the same tile.
No, but I mean, he can escape or not.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. If the Sapper moves away right now, then he
Yeah,
could
exactly.
hit the Zeppelin next turn. But it's
Yeah.
still going to be difficult because he has to predict where it will move, or whether it will move at all.
Yeah, and
Because
of
he
course
can
Dutch
only-
knows that, so
Yeah.
it's gonna be a cat and mouse game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
But once this Zeppelin gets over the city, that's definitely going to be a problem for Zanath, because if he wants to destroy the Zeppelin, he just has to bombard his own city, and is more than likely just going to destroy the buildings. So I think that's what Dutch is going to go for. And Zanath basically only has 1 turn to stop that. That's going to be... Ooh, Dutch deciding to build another city, because you can upgrade towns to cities. And now we get to the second stage of global warming.
Which means we'll start seeing Firestorm in summer.
Yep. And yeah, stuff's gonna dry out more, so...
Oh, wow.
We also see some deserts here. And the only difference between deserts and dirt is just that you can't build on desert. It's just, yeah, even worse.
Oh, you cannot build on desert?
Nope.
Nope.
Oh.
Well, also that once we reach the third stage of global warming, there will also be bone drought there, which is another status effect. So yeah, that's not good either.
Yeah, we'll get there when we get there, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
So gassing buildings doesn't do a lot, I'm guessing.
No, but the gas will spread in a 3x3 radius.
Dutch's new city actually gets bombarded by the sapper right away.
Yeah, I thought he would be using that Sapper to destroy the Zeppelin.
Yeah, I thought so too.
But he went for the city.
Yeah, he did have a chance there.
And you can see the gas spreading as well.
It spreads a lot, like 3x3 is a huge deal.
Yeah. Because the gas is very destructive for units. So if he builds any riflemen with this city, they'll just get killed immediately. Well, he could build them and then send them up in the same turn.
Does the gas also have environment effects?
Yeah, it dries out the environment. So the whole 3x3 radius will lose a moisture, which means we're going to see more desert, like we saw happen just now. Just dirt tiles turning into desert. It will also mean that if the soil tile from the farms is completely dried out, it won't produce any more crops.
Yeah, so like these two soil tiles in the corner there. Yeah, for a small map, this is a longer game of the two. He misses the Zeppelin and destroys his own barracks, actually. And misses again. Wow, that is very unlucky.
Yeah, they can be a real pain in the ass to kill.
Yeah.
So which other units can kill Zeppelins?
Only
tanks.
zappers? Yeah, zappers and tanks.
Okay, yeah. So
And
any
other
like
zeppelins.
explosive. Right. Wait, by gassing each other or by crashing into
By
each
crashing into each other. Yeah. So it's very expensive, but it does work. But Dutch actually deciding to move his rifleman that he just built out of the city, which allowed Zanath to occupy it, which I don't know. Was a bit of a mistake, I think. Because now these riflemen are basically locked out in the cold. While a helicopter flies over.
Right, and they're still, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's intense. So between global warming and like with the zeppelins, the mustard gas, and the tanks, it feels very World War One like. But the global warming is more modern. So have you guys
The
decided
awareness of it.
Right. But what exactly is the setting of the game? Is that like decided yet?
It's kind of it's kind of a mix, I guess. Like it's kind of World War One mixed with World War Two with the trenches that we also have, and then like modern day as well, which is kind of weird, I guess. But I don't know.
You wouldn't be the first one. I mean,
Yeah, no, sure. But I don't think we have like a
it works very well.
deep lore
Sadly,
reason for
I don't
that.
think it's weird.
No, that wasn't. I mean, that wasn't why I asked, of course.
These tanks are probably going to die because with the gunner and then these other units, if he does a focus, if Zanath does a focus here, then these tanks are gonna die pretty quickly. But Dutch did manage to get a Zeppelin over the city. So that's
right, so you can't really spawn units there as well.
Yeah, this city basically. I mean, he still gets income from it, but he won't be able to use it otherwise.
And it won't grow with all the dry tiles around it.
Yeah, true.
So did Zanath just make a mistake by not moving his units to the nearby forests where they wouldn't have been hurt by the frostbite?
I think so. He did lose some units there. Yeah, he's gonna lose his gunner now as well because it triggered the focus attack.
Oh. Yeah, he could have used the rifleman to initiate the focus attack and then moved his gunner afterwards.
Oh, that's a sapper from Dutch. I thought that was gonna go on there. So yeah, it was gonna die anyway, I guess. But yeah, now Dutch can just spend one order every turn to keep this area in permanent lockdown. And as you can see, it's going to dry out the area and it's going to turn it to desert as well. So these
I have to say that the all the weather effects make the game more nice to look at because of all the it's almost like a a pasture or something now with all the yellow tiles.
Yeah.
It's very calming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like how the colors change over the course of the game. It started out just plain green, but then now there's yellows introduced and browns, and then it's gonna be more browns and yellows later, which is kind of funny.
Like in the autumn of the game.
Yeah.
Meta seasons.
Meta seasons. Yeah, that's kind of what you're doing. And then nuclear winter, so it's fitting.
Yeah, so that was also the intent behind it, right? So as you can see, most of the green tiles are now at the corners of the map.
Mm-hmm.
So the players are forced to build their new cities there if they want to have it grow.
Yeah.
Because the middle of the map has been so ravaged by all the combat. They'll have to move their settlers to other locations to build new cities. So in the end, like every corner of the map is being used.
Mhm.
Yeah, you avoid like a deadlock in the middle and wasting the rest of the map.
Yeah.
And on this map called Small Map, it's you see that the headlock is very present in the middle.
Well, one city now destroyed actually, so Dutch only has one city remaining because this city also got destroyed. I don't think Zanath knows about that because I think he still thinks it's a town because he kept bombarding it last turn, even though it's already rubble.
Yeah, he's been bombarding it for like 2 turns, I think.
Yeah.
Like without any.
Yeah, because
point.
it's still in the fog of war for him, so he
Yeah.
can only see what he last saw when he sent a unit there.
Right, so the Zeppelin's finally going to go down to these sappers. I don't know if it was a smart move to move out of the city, but I don't know.
Well, he was bombarding an empty tile until his death.
Yeah.
But that was a queued order, right? He kept firing.
No, he had to give it again and again.
Oh,
So
okay.
if you queue up a bombard order, it will do it once.
Right. Okay.
Right, so we are seeing Firestorm right now on a couple of tiles. So that's for instance, these sappers are definitely in danger and would need to move, but they can't move into that gas. I mean, they could, but yeah, kind of pointless.
Yeah. So now, they're stuck between the gas and the firestorm.
Yeah.
You can. It's a bit harder to see with the yellowish tiles, I guess. The
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
gas effect.
That's not a good attack there. Ooh, this tank is moving into the firestorm, which he should know about because weapon is right there. So
Maybe he thinks that the tank is also still safe to the
maybe,
firestorm, or...
but it's definitely not. So yeah.
Because the firestorm deals 3 damage then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But well, actually, each burst of flame does 2 damage, I think. So yeah, it would kill the tank regardless.
Oh, those tiles didn't make a sound.
Oh yeah.
Work in progress.
Yeah, that's my bad. Still have to make a sound for that.
Well, I mean, we have to show people somewhere that it's still a beta, right? I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
if this is the first thing that we spot in the game that we're like, that should be fixed, then
I mean, that's true.
that's very good for a beta, I think.
Right, so the firestorm is now on different tiles. It's only going to be in the summer, so it's only going to be 2 turns per year. But yeah.
Yeah, so it drastically reduces the amount of trees on the map.
Yep, I see.
And so
it doesn't really dry out the tiles further, right?
No.
Okay.
So what I said earlier in the stream now comes into play, that the trees are actually a buffer for the grass. So the firestorm kills up to 3 trees on the tile, but only when there's no more trees left, the firestorm will turn it into dirt.
Dutch's city actually gets occupied. I think his settler's still moving, so I think he's 1 turn too late with building a new city there. So I think it's going to be a win for Zanath. He's going to lose a sapper. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Dutch is 1 turn too late with his settler right there. Which I think... I didn't have enough money that turn, but...
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So 30 points for Zanath. Still not a lot, but it
Yeah,
adds
so
up.
it's now 67 for Zanath and 0 for Dutch, which
Yeah.
means that Dutch can still make a comeback.
I
in
mean,
the
for
last
sure,
game.
yeah.
Yeah, but of course now the whole meta thing comes in play where if most people were in this position in Dutch or in Sainath's position, they would employ a scorched earth tactic.
Yeah, yeah. So
So now we're
Dutch,
going to see the effects of the meta on how the playstyle is influenced.
yeah, exactly. So Dutch will have to win his last game quickly without too much collateral damage
Yeah.
to win with 67 points or more. Well, more actually. Otherwise, it would be a draw.
Yeah. 68.
We're
Alright,
gonna
let's
take 2 more minutes of break.
yeah, let's do that.
Yes, let's.
Alright, then we'll be back in 2 minutes. All right, and we're back. Right, so let's join round
Lobby up.
If Daan also joins the lobby.
Here I am.
They're doing 30 seconds actually.
Oh.
Oh, okay. So
Interesting.
we're going to see some faster action now.
Yeah.
Oh, this
And
could
more
be exciting.
mistakes, probably.
More mistakes.
Might be, yeah.
What we secretly live for.
All right.
I was
30
bored
seconds on the
already.
clock. This is the spruce map.
I can see why it's called that. Oh, that
Yeah.
timer is going fast.
Yeah, it's going off.
Oh my god.
So if you just tuned in, this is Dutch and Zanath, two of the top players we have right now, playing a 3-game match. Zanath has won the first 2 games with 30 points and 37 points respectively. So that means that if Dutch wants to make a comeback in this game, he has to win with 68 points or more. And in theory, you can get 100 points per game. So
Yeah, so
it's possible.
2/3 of the map would need to be green in order for
Yeah.
Dutch to win.
2/3 needs to be intact.
And in the last 2 games, it was about like 30 and 39, I think. No, 37. One of the two. Anyway, we haven't seen more than 40% of the maps spared, so
No.
this
But-
would need to be a very fast match.
Yeah, exactly. But it also depends on their economic strategies. Like I predict Dutch will go for a greener strategy.
Yeah, no farms probably.
Yeah, because farms take away 9 points immediately.
Yeah, but
Depending
Zanath
on
on
where
the
you
other
play.
hand,
He might just build
Zanath
a
can
lot
do
of farm.
whatever he feels like.
Yeah,
So
he
that's
will go for scorched earth. So that's another objective for Dutch, to stop Zanath from destroying too much before. Yeah, he can't win with 68 points anymore.
it's very interesting how the meta and the point system influences this match.
Yeah,
Is this, by the way, this is kind of thing. The 3 matches thing is actually adds a whole new layer to the whole competitive experience. Oh, here goes a farm. But is that something? If this is the intended experience, is this something you'd consider adding, or as a mode or something like a 3-match mode?
yeah, definitely. And but it already does, right? It influences the meta game rating based on the amount of points you get in the games you play. So if you're always gonna win with 40 points, your rating will never go higher than 40.
Yeah.
You
No,
need to
that's
win.
true. Yeah.
You need to win with, for example, 60 points, and then your rating of 40 can go up again.
Yeah, that's true. It's a more meta approach, really. Well, this is more like a campaign we're seeing.
Yeah.
In which each fight has different stakes, especially now for Dutch.
Yeah. But he does actually get one of his cities occupied by a militia there. So that's unfortunate.
Yeah, that's just yeah. Here we have the scorched earth.
Yeah, more farms being built. Deciding to send his rifleman down as well, which I think He might have preferred to send it to the city here, just to help defend, because this militia might just enter as well.
Yeah, Dutch could lose in one turn now.
Yeah. Especially because the snow is going to slow down the rifleman, that the rifleman won't be able to enter the city. He needs to move his settler back in.
Oh.
But I think it's going to be too late.
Oh no.
So that's a very quick game.
Yeah,
But for
yeah, it's
Zanath,
blocked by
but for
the
Dutch.
settler as well. The rifleman.
Oh no, with the
All
score
right.
of 72.
So, I mean, it does show you could win with 70 points, right? But,
at least that's something we've showed, yeah.
yeah, but except it's the other player winning 70, so... Zanath's going
This
undefeated.
is embarrassing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
a bit of an earlier climax than we'd expected.
Yeah, but I mean, that happens. Yeah, Zanath going undefeated. Dutch proposing a rematch. We could do a fourth game. I don't know if we want to.
Well, yeah, I mean, this didn't really count.
So Dutch is challenging Zanath for a rematch of this last game in the Twitch chat.
I mean, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, let's do a fourth match.
All right.
So there are
Just to-
different, yeah, there are a couple of options they're proposing.
Mm-hmm.
Fun mode game.
Yeah, we could do that as well. Like have a free-for-all game.
Except
I'm not-
who would be watching? Who would be playing and who would be streaming? Is kind of the question, right?
Yeah, actually, you can't play, right?
No, exactly. So, but I mean, like, we don't have any 5-player maps, so I mean, or yeah, turn and left could join. I mean,
Yeah, we could ask the chat to participate.
hi, Mr. Cookie. I mean, yeah, if the chat wants to join, we could do a gritty game. But I mean, either way, I'm gonna be watching, so I can stream. I think.
So are we doing a match with our two current players on turn and left?
Yeah, or with some viewers as well.
So anyone in the beta is welcome to join, I guess.
Right. I think there are some players. Right, so turn and left also joining.
Yeah, Thomas, do you want to join?
No, thank you. I'd rather stay on this side of the fence for now.
Sure. But I'll be playing.
My
So.
confidence in my Epicinium skills.
All right, sure. Then we'll do. Yeah, let's do a 4FN and Thomas and I.
Will I stay in commentary or shall I mute my?
I mean, I don't know if it.
It might give me too much of an advantage, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'd say get out of our call.
Okay.
All right,
okay.
we'll drop you from the call, and then Thomas and I will spectate this match. We'll
Yeah, sure.
commentate this match.
I'll join back later.
Yeah, sure.
All right then. Down to 2 commentators.
Yeah, that's an unexpected turn.
We eliminated one of them.
Oh right, is this also?
This is
also
like a battle
contest?
royale. Yeah.
Where whoever stays the commentator the longest. All right.
I don't have anything to do the next 8 hours.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
all right. So let's see if the players are ready, and then we'll start.
Oh, okay. We've got Mr. Cookie. Wait, we've got Mr. Cookie online now.
Yeah, he could swap with UnarmedLad if he wants to. I don't think. Yeah, typing.
No, it says 5 players on the bot. Oh,
Oh, I mean, they can. Well, we don't have a 6 FFA map, no. So, um, all right,
yes.
let's do that.
There goes our fun battle royale.
Yeah. All right, so Dan can join the call again. Hello.
Welcome back.
Hi. Yeah, so that'll be more fair, probably.
Yeah, probably.
All right, so if everyone's ready, then
Yeah.
we have an unexpected 4-player free for all, right?
Yeah.
So for the record, it can also be played in teams.
Yeah, but we still have to make that. So that will be after the
Right.
Kickstarter.
Right. So right now it's just every player that joins plays against one another.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any
Everyone-
ideas on I mean with simultaneous turns you can do several things. Like have you already thought about these things when you play with people in a team, how the turn order will be influenced?
Yeah, sure. I think it's mostly the same as it is now. Only with the difference that you cannot hit friendly units with normal attacks.
Yeah.
Right, so except with tanks, for example.
Yeah, tanks would still do friendly fire.
Mm-hmm.
But it might be interesting to think about whether you would want to see your teammates queued orders or not. Because it
Yeah.
might add another dimension if you could take into account their future moves as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's something to consider. Otherwise, like
Otherwise,
playing with like voice chat would give you a lot of advantage.
yeah.
Um,
But then if you have 3 teammates, like how would you
verbally
see all that
communicate all the orders,
information?
Of course, that's a part of the turn timer.
yeah.
That's
true.
like, yeah.
Yeah. But we've got Dutch and Zanath on opposite sides, and Turn Left and Mr. Cookie, who just joined, are in between them. I mean, I don't know if that's gonna matter, but
Well, it is interesting that they're not neighbors, so
yeah.
they'll be more inclined to deal with the other players first, I guess.
Turn Left trying to occupy Zanath City, but he did think about that, or at least move his militia back to defend. He's gonna occupy the other city though. So if Zanath had not moved his militia, he could have just lost that turn, actually. Crazy.
Wait, you don't mean lose-lose, right? Because they all have 2 cities?
Yeah, but one of his cities now occupied, and this other
yeah.
one would also have been occupied, so he would have just
Right.
lost.
Yeah.
And one thing to note in an FFA, if a player loses, they they just lose control, like they stop playing. But the units in the buildings remain, so you can still.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they'll still fight, for instance, if you attack them, stuff like that.
But they can't be commanded anymore?
No.
Yeah.
Alright, so you lose control, but the units stay as like idle threats.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. And it also means your buildings can be taken, right? So other players can.
Can scavenge the remains of your.
Yeah, they could capture it
Oh well.
with riflemen.
So with this many players on this small map, I think the farms will occupy a considerable amount of the space here. Like if they each build one farm, then it's already like.
Yeah, this map is a lot. The maps, or rather, the small maps don't scale. So this is small for FFA, and it's still pretty small. So that definitely changes things because, yeah, like 2 farms, it's already a large percentage of the map.
Yeah, because there are several map sizes in the game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we mainly balance the game around one versus one games until now.
Mm-hmm.
So these FFA maps are just meant for like wild, crazy games that go everywhere and then end way too early or way too late.
Right. So that's
just like...
that's why it's called fun mode.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's a fitting end to this stream, I guess.
Dutch is shouting, "Make him lose!"
Yeah, talking about Zanath. Oh. Yeah.
It could be some tactic that they band together with the 3 of them to take out the current champion of the evening.
Yeah, they could.
But then, yeah, the 2 new players would have to watch out, I guess. So if a unit is on a tile, the farm doesn't build soil there, right?
Yeah.
Did I see that correctly? Yeah.
Yeah. You cannot build on tiles which are currently occupied.
Right, which makes sense. Would be weird if someone like builds farmable soil under your feet. Whoa.
Mr. Cookie did manage to or deoccupy, I guess, their city, so that's something.
Yeah, they have it in control again.
Yeah, I mean that's one thing with the militia. They're very fast and they deal like a normal amount of damage, but they're also very fragile. So like you can occupy someone's city really quickly, but then they can also retake it fairly easily. But with the rifleman, you can really capture it, and it just takes a lot more time
effort to defend it.
Oh, that's expensive.
It doesn't have any money at this time.
So there you saw Dutch defending his city, but destroying one of his own buildings in the process.
Yeah, this is seeing quite a de-escalation again. On the other hand, one occupied city? No, two occupied. Oh no, sorry.
Well, one occupied city and one city getting blasted into oblivion, it seems.
Right, yeah.
Again, destroying a building instead of the
Oh.
rifleman, which is unlucky. Yeah, this city's gonna get demolished. Wow. A third building
this
gone.
is very...
It's very unlucky for Dutch. Yeah.
Poor Dutch.
I mean, if he moves his rifleman there, then he will have 4 damage, which at least means that he's gonna destroy the rifleman. Kill the rifleman finally. Yeah.
Yep. I think your game is chosen sides. Epicinium is like not neutral in this fight anymore.
Yeah, so he's gonna lose one final building.
Okay.
He finally clears it at least. And Dutch's tank just ignoring the rifleman that's there because the rifleman can't kill it, so it's just gonna move around. And
Beautiful spring again.
yeah.
I like spring. It's like optimistic. Has an optimistic feel to it.
Yeah,
Pop of
after a
color
harsh
again.
winter.
Yeah. Pop of color, a lot of trees. It's almost like there's no war going on.
Yeah, exactly.
The tank is still there.
Yeah. And I think Mr. Cookie just doesn't have enough damage to kill it right now.
Wow, it's done a lot of damage, I think. Like it's
single-handedly taken down a city, and now it's gonna...
It did, yeah, it did level a city. I was confused because there's a tree now there, but there was a city there.
Yeah, there's just rubble now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Dutch's economy is really weakened by all this.
That's true.
Ah, yes, he does have a lot of units in the field, though.
Yeah.
And that tank, I mean... Cookie isn't going to do anything about that tank any soon.
No, well, he could build a... oh, no. No, he doesn't.
Right.
Anymore.
Yeah, this seems like an early end for Mr. Cookie. Oh, wow, he's being... Yeah. So his final city is being occupied by Zanath?
Yeah.
While being destroyed by Dutch.
And he was just gonna go for that Zeppelin.
Yep.
Yeah, so Mr. Cookie has been
Man.
killed. And now actually Zanath might be the one destroying this tank. Weirdly enough. And this gives Zanath an advantage, of course. If he moves his rifleman down here, he will be able to capture the city and then just use Mr. Cookie's old base as a forward base. He'll control half the map basically.
Yeah, that's powerful.
Yeah.
But maybe Dutch is moving in to do the same.
Oh, it might be. There's like a little bit of a power vacuum. But I think Zanath's units will be there faster.
Yeah, it seems like Sander is really onto capturing all that.
Yeah.
And Dutch has to spend orders to defend now as well.
Mm-hmm.
From blue, turning left.
Zanath, you mean?
No,
Zanath is-
Dutch is getting attacked by blue as well.
Yeah, turning left actually attacking both other players.
Right, I was just going to say, I was looking at the upper right corner where
Yeah.
turn left is amassing like a small army to get into the city there. But
Yeah.
you're right. I think turn left is doing a very powerful play here.
Yeah, but
And
the thing is,
Yeah.
he has to divide his orders, right? So he can
Yeah.
only give 5 new orders per turn, so he can only
but-
spend...
I think it's kind of like splitting his chances. That's how I'd see it.
Yeah,
It's kind of like if one of these attacks succeeds, and
Mm-hmm.
oh, that's
But
too
he-
bad.
but he has less maneuverability on each
Okay,
attack.
that was too bad what he just did there.
Yeah, Zanath building some militia, and then because of the focus, the militia were able to attack
Yeah.
the same turn.
Yeah.
It's very strong. Yeah, he will be able to get there one turn before Dutch does.
Oh, here we have the global warming.
Yeah, frostbite again.
Yeah, I mean the demise of Mr. Cookie has left behind a very, I don't know. It's made the match a lot more interesting
Yeah.
because it was quite early on. So now we have two powerful players battling over the remains, and the third player trying to capitalize on that.
Yeah. But actually overextending a bit, I think, because now suddenly...
Yeah, I think so too. If he would have, yeah, this is too bad.
Yeah, Zanath
I was-
deflected that attack very well.
I was
Dutch
secretly
is,
vouching for the underdog there. I
Yeah.
mean, you always vouch for the underdog, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Of course.
If turn in left could have toppled one of the two top players, that would have been amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still in the game, but one of those attacks succeeding would have been majestic.
Yeah. Greenleaf does have a lot of money, though. I don't know if he has the production. I mean, he could build like 3 tanks. Just
Yeah,
place
but
tanks in
he's had a
cities.
good economy running for like a couple of turns now. I was looking at it
Yeah.
a couple of turns back, and he had like when he was attacking, he also had a lot of money. So it seems like he's not. I think he'll build a lot now because he has to.
Yeah.
But it's kind of too little, too late, maybe. Could have been that he didn't want to waste his orders while he was executing 2 attacks.
Mm-hmm.
He probably didn't want to lose orders because of building new units.
Yeah.
But again, like you said, he was kind of overextending there. I mean, he could have executed 1 attack and still made a couple of new units for his next move.
Deciding not to
now
build
he's-
anything in his inside of his
Yeah.
city. Which is
Yeah, that's a capital mistake right there.
yeah.
Yeah. But the upper city might be holding on for a few turns longer. So I don't think the triple rifleman from Zanath will be enough.
Mm-hmm. This gunner has to move back basically if it doesn't want to die to the frostbite, because the snow means that it won't be able to reach anything else basically.
Okay. Also, turn and left definitely used his money. But yeah, too little too late, I think.
Yeah.
So again, Dutch and Zanath are fighting over like one of the other players
Yeah.
getting behind.
Yeah, not really
And they're
attacking
both
each
on
other.
top of it. It's fun to see. They're doing a bit like Russia and the United States in the Second World War, like racing each other to Berlin.
Yeah. Frostbite clearing out the last of Mr. Cookie's riflemen.
And I mean, if your plans for new features would go through, that they could split up the enemy's estates, like in the Second World War.
Yeah. Yeah, for FFAs it could definitely change things. If you start with 8 players and then at some point.
Yeah, I mean it's a very other dynamic than just 2 players. They're like, we've defeated all these people. What are we going to do with their land?
Yeah.
And now it's Zanath who's got a lot of money, 39 gold sitting on there.
Yep.
Probably going to spend it, but
Dutch building a rifleman just so he can capture these industry towns, I think.
Yeah, Dutch is going pretty strong still.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with that militia.
Yeah, it also seems like Zanath has kind of forgotten about his defense there.
Yeah.
Of course, he has to spread his forces over a lot of map now, because he's captured the buildings from Mr. Cookie as well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of open space in the middle just for...
Yeah, but of course all of the players don't really know.
And that's true.
It's funny. And there's still one Mr. Cookie airfield there.
Yeah, maybe Zanath will use that to build a Zeppelin. That would be interesting.
So right now the airfield's only good for building Zeppelins, right?
Yeah. We will add more air units later.
Right, yeah. Yeah, so that's one building in which you can see that the game is still in progress, because obviously normally you wouldn't make a building especially to
with just
build one unit. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so the farms, they build militia, but they obviously also have an economic function.
Yeah, and the cities build more powerful units as well, right?
Yeah, riflemen, only riflemen.
Exactly,
but then they can also produce. Well, you need them to to build barracks and industry.
Right, because barracks are adjacent to cities.
Yeah. And they also get their power from cities.
Right.
So,
yeah.
While the cities get power from green surroundings, the barracks and industry get power from the adjacent cities.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's an interesting dynamic.
Dutch deciding to surround this this gunner on the lower side of the map. That's inside the trenches because he wants to do a focus, I think, which is interesting. He also has a sapper, of course, nearby. So.
Oof.
But Zanath saw that
Initiative was in the wrong hands. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so now the focus didn't really pay off.
Yeah, and that's the power of having the first turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, and trenches.
Yeah, obviously, but well, I was going to say the trenches were a known factor, but of course the initiative order was as well.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't know.
No, but he could have kind of seen that coming, you would say. Like it was a very bold move to still execute that focus because he knew that their gunner could just lessen the
Yeah.
of that
True.
ability
Yeah.
like that.
True.
On the other hand, moving them away would have meant the opportunity attack.
Yeah. So Dutch had to kind of hope
Yeah,
for
yeah. He didn't really have a choice. He was
Yeah.
like all in there.
Yeah, he had to hope for Zanath to have like a more pressing matter to spend his first order on.
He does get it with the sapper though.
That,
Oh, there you
that
go.
works too.
Dunking.
And realistically, that's the downside of trenches.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
you're a sitting duck basically.
You're in there, yeah. Yeah, and the game doesn't even really deal extra damage to trenches with artillery, right? There's no like bias there.
No, it's just the same as if it were dirt because it's like a vertical attack, I guess.
Right.
Yeah. So just a bigger hit chance than regular attacks. So the trenches only help you defend against regular attacks and not against bombardments or shelling.
Oh, right. Okay, so yeah. So in a way, the sapper does have an advantage over trench warfare.
Yeah, exactly, but only in hit chance, not in.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Turn left does have another city now. He built another one. But he's getting cornered. He doesn't have a lot of space to move. Alright, so we're gonna see some firestorm as well.
There go the trees.
Yep, rest in peace, nature.
Well, there are still a surprising amount of trees on the map.
Yeah, considering everything. Even the farms are mostly intact in the middle.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the fighting has been urban.
Yeah.
So that helps definitely because cities get leveled and the tiles are spared, I guess.
Yeah, the fighting has been going mostly in a square
Yeah.
instead of all meeting in the middle.
But yeah, now turn left getting assaulted from both sides here. Like both cities getting just destroyed at once, basically.
Zanath is trying a power play here. Oh, he's got a lot of units there.
Yeah. The extra
This is going
city
to
helps
be-
him generate more rifleman units.
Yeah, the game definitely has a lot of like positive feedback loops.
Yeah.
Like it's a real snowball effect. Which is true for many strategy games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it helps players actually convert the win, right? So if you have an advantage and you don't screw up, you can use it to gain more advantages.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's That's positive feedback loops. Yeah. I never know like if I'm using an industry term or not, but I think I was.
Yeah, well, I think it's pretty widely known.
Well, I think snowball effect speaks more to the imagination.
Yeah, true.
Because it's exactly the same, but snowball effects just sounds
But
more
there's also the
natural.
opposite, where you only have 5 orders every turn, so now Zanath has to spread these orders on controlling his units and building more units, basically.
Yeah, that is true.
So that allows
Yeah.
Dutch, for instance, to punish him by bombarding his riflemen at the right time.
Yeah, so we have some negative feedback loops as well.
Yeah.
Because it should be possible to make a comeback as well if you play well.
Yeah, if you control your units better than your opponent does.
Uh-huh. Yeah, of course, it's up to chance whether we'll really see that.
Mhm.
I think up to now we've seen either like very tense parts where we weren't sure who was going to get the upper hand, or like clear parts where where the fate of one of the players was clear.
Yeah.
From some distance. On the other hand, I mean, turn and left is still in the game.
Yeah.
That's kind of, I mean, that's deserves some merit.
And now Zanath has a disadvantage from his many units, right? Because he has 4 different units, which are in the frostbite. So
Yeah,
if
and
he
can
wants
only,
to save them,
right. Yeah,
he
so
has to move them all.
He needs to use this turn almost exclusively to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All of his units are like, because that's the reason.
What is he?
Yeah, he was getting blocked by his own units.
Yeah. I think that's what we just talked about, where he's actually going to use that one as well. He's losing a lot of units this turn.
Oh yeah, and now he moves his sapper into the gas of the destroyed Zeppelin.
I think it's because he has so many orders queued up, because you can have old orders that will still be executed.
Yep.
And you can't change them except by spending another order. So I think he had some old orders that just messed him up, because he had a couple of rifleman units trying to move, not doing anything.
Yeah, he didn't have enough new orders to stop his old orders.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, this was a very costly turn for Zanath. Okay, so that's a good example of negative reinforcement, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
He almost has an army that's so big that it can't be controlled anymore.
Yeah.
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 That's definitely what we're going for, yeah.
Yeah, well, that was a very cool play by the game there. So now the playing field is definitely more leveled, but still Zanath seems to have quite an advantage in that corner.
Mm-hmm. He might still lose quite a few units here.
Yeah, but he's also taking the upper left corner, so
yeah, that's true.
It's looking good for Zanath, definitely.
Isn't Dutch taking the upper left corner? I'm not sure how Zanath will take that. The upper left.
Yeah, he doesn't have.
Oh, I'm sorry, I misread the. No, you're right.
Dutch upgrading his industry, so going for a long-term strategy here, or longer term at least.
Yeah, we might see double tanks.
Yeah.
Which will definitely help turn the tide for Dutch.
Yeah, for sure.
He has to wait 2 more nights before his industry is powered up enough to produce them.
I must say, this is getting to be more tense than I had expected this match to be. I mean, the last one was very tense, but it also felt like it dragged on a bit at the end, and I think this one is full of energy.
Well, the last one.
Actually... Well, no, sorry, the second one, the last real one.
Yeah.
No, the last one didn't really. Let's not talk about that one.
Poor Dutch.
I still feel bad for Dutch for that match.
Yeah.
Right now, he's not doing so bad.
Yeah, there goes turn and left's last city.
Yeah.
So it is turning to a 1v1 now.
Yeah, but I must say that turn and left put in quite the fight. Also,
Yeah.
Mr. Cookie as well, of course, but I'm really surprised by how long turn and left managed to survive.
Yeah. But Zanath also has a double barracks here, so he could also make like double sappers or double gunners, which would kind of counter the tanks. If he has enough money, but it does look like he does.
Oh no.
Yeah. Focus being one turn too late again.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's losing a lot of units on the home front there. On the other hand, his home front is quite expensive already.
Firestorm poking its head around. Actually forces Zanath to move these militia units, or otherwise he'll lose them. He might sacrifice them just to kill this rifleman. I don't know.
Yeah, or he could do a focus with the single militia and then move the
Yeah, for instance.
the double militia out of the way.
That could work.
That would be. So this is a time control of 45 seconds, right?
I think so, yeah. Interesting moving through the city into the industry by Zanath. Wonder what the idea was there. More industry being built by Dutch. Yeah, so he's gonna lose his militia.
Still quite a lot of growth.
Yeah.
So do you think Dutch will be going for the Zeppelin or?
I mean, maybe. I mean, Zenith has a lot of gunners, which don't really do anything against Zeppelins, so that might work. Would that be better than tanks? I don't know. I mean, maybe.
At least just for the fun factor, right?
I mean, that's another consideration. All right, so we're getting double firestorm next summer, and we're also seeing a lot of deserts, a lot of bone drought as well, which is going to lower the hit points of all the units and buildings. So these gunners could just tear through all of these buildings really fast.
Yeah, so in the first stages of global warming, bone drought is only on desert tiles, right? And then in this part, or yeah, then it'll also be on building tiles.
Yep.
It sounds so nasty. Bone drought.
Yeah.
I mean, I bet it is, but
Yeah, I'm not even sure what it is in real life.
I was just going to ask, like, you did research this, right?
I don't know if bone drought is, if that's something we found
It's
out.
a thing,
Maybe
right?
it's just something I came up with, and yeah,
Really?
Yeah, you came up with the term.
I think so. Yeah, just
Are you
just
Googling
because
it
it's
right now?
frostbite and
I
then
am.
firestorm and then bone drought.
It sounds cool. I mean, it sounds like a thing.
It could be a real thing, right?
Well, you know,
The
I Google
second
it-
thing on Google.
no, well, on my Google, actually on private browsing Google, bone drought in our wiki
Yeah.
is the first hit.
Oh wow! All right, so I definitely
Ah.
made it up then.
That's fun. It was on my DuckDuckGo. It was the second hit, so
Yeah,
it's a very universal thing. Right, bone dry is a thing, I guess. Yeah, like the term is bone dry,
Oh right, yeah, that's probably
But-
like
but bone drought is like
yeah, because
a
it
new
has to be a
term.
noun. So
I know. Yeah.
and then, but yeah, you can see these gunners just tearing through these city buildings as well.
Sander definitely has a thing for language, so comes up with these new words effortlessly.
Yeah, you speak Russian as well?
No, I don't speak that much Russian. I mean, I can read Cyrillic, but
Well, that much. I mean, I don't speak a word.
but I wouldn't say I speak Russian.
Okay, spasibo is the only
Yeah.
Russian word I know.
Exactly.
Literally. Vodka.
No, but
No,
my
okay, I'll stop
brother,
there. I'll stop there because I get racist.
yeah. No, but
Your
my brother
brother?
speaks Russian, so
Oh. Right, so I'm seeing a lot of orange on this map.
yeah. Of course, the combination with bone drought and frostbite is going to be especially deadly, which it also means it can also kill the tanks now.
Yeah, but it seems like he's got a lot of the. Oh wait, okay, so there's two effects going on,
Yeah.
and the bone drought takes place in the cities as well.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay,
the
so this is
first-
going to be. So at this point, the weather effects are actually kind of a balancer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's still the case that that Zanath can't really maneuver his troops out of these situations, and Dutch will have less difficulty with that.
Yeah, exactly.
Still, he's doing a nice job of it, I think. I mean, he's doing what he can.
But the Zanath does have a lot of more income right now, just because of the cities, I think.
Yeah, so I think for Zanath now, it's just a question of how quickly can he finish this.
And how many points will remain once he does, because there's not much left.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially if it gets to summer again, because then
Zanath is also sitting on a lot of money, but I mean,
yeah.
he can't really afford the orders to do anything with it.
By the way, a little bridge here. That's also where the name comes from. So Epicinium means aftermath in Latin, and the game is really about what's left.
Yeah.
So that's why it's called Aftermath. Also because we studied mathematics together, but that's just a joke.
It's a good joke. So, Ik ook niet is asking in the chat, how can I tell who is winning? I can answer the question, but I bet you guys can answer it better.
I mean, in general, just who has more units, I guess. But I would say, yeah, just because yellow has a lot of cities where there's no combat going on, so.
Yeah, so players lose if they lose all their cities. And at this point, Dutch only has one city left that he can control.
Yeah.
The other ones are destroyed or occupied. So that's how you can tell that yellow is winning.
Yeah. Yeah. this one crop's earning a little bit of income for Dutch.
Oh, wow.
He could actually, yeah, he could use this farm to get more crops here. It might be worth it if he has a spare order.
Point. Yeah, okay. Yeah, he might because he has so few units left.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a silver lining.
Yeah.
But the upper right tile to that farm is dried out, right? So it won't produce any more crops.
No, not yet.
Oh, no, you're right. It's not. No, the coin list is something different. That's just their income, so that's how much they can afford to buy in their turn.
It does actually build the crops there. But there's gonna be Firestorm immediately. So.
Yeah, the coin list is like their literal budget, right?
Yeah.
So in this turn, we can assume that they're spending it right now, or at least, I guess Dutch is spending some of it.
Yeah.
I think Zanath probably still doesn't have the need nor the order capacity to build anything, because in an order you can either build something but also move units or attack. So
yeah, and
I think it's an easy call for Zanath.
Yeah. You only have 5 new orders per turn, so you have to spend them wisely. Like, managing of orders is even more important than managing of money, I think, in this game.
Yeah, I would say so.
But if you just look at the buildings and which colors they have, you can see that the really tall buildings, those are the cities. And Zanath has 4 right now, I think. Yeah, because he also captured one of Dutch's black cities. And Dutch only has 1 city left. So he's on the defense in the bottom left corner.
And right now we're looking at global warming reaching havoc on the world. The weather effects are like so much that it started to influence the length of a turn. Like, significantly.
Yeah. But actually we do have a fast forward mode.
But also, I mean, it just means we're spending less time in the planning phase, right? Because we're now already halfway through. So for observers, it doesn't really matter.
Right, so they have been planning their turns for like half.
Yeah.
the counter. Okay.
Yeah, because we have full vision and they can
So
only see.
they could just click through the effects.
Yeah. Yeah, there are less effects than we see because they cannot see the whole map. And they can also fast forward through.
Oh,
them.
of course. Yeah, they're. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's easy to forget that they all have fog of war while you're spectating like this.
Yeah. Yeah, and Dutch can actually see less and less.
Yeah.
As he's losing territory.
Yeah, so I think Dutch can't win with just one tank, basically. He has to destroy 3 cities, which is going to be a tough call.
A draw button.
Yeah, diplomacy. But
Yeah.
I don't think if he offered Zanath any amount of points, like Zanath wants to win right now, right? Oh, I mean, maybe not with the Firestorm. Oh, we're actually reaching the final stage, so we're gonna have a little bit of death popping up as well.
Death. Okay, so now random tiles are targeted with death?
Yeah.
Yep.
Iconian's asking if we can toggle the fog, but I think we can't, right?
No, we can't. That's something we want to add. Like, you can switch to player view, for instance.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
But right now, as spectators, we can just see the whole map, no fog of war.
Yeah.
But we'll definitely add that you can see what a player is seeing.
Yeah.
And then switch between them.
Yeah, well, it would be cool for like an upcoming community match to have, however we do it technically, but to spectate one player's perspective and.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be really nice because I think it shows a whole other side of the game. Because now we're also, of course, missing the actual UI that the players see. Like we're seeing the whole strategies, the actions they take against one another, but not how they really play. So I think that's both sides. We're seeing one now, and it would be cool to see the other in a later community match.
Yeah. Thanks, Turn and Left.
Yeah.
For playing as well.
Oh, that's true.
Yep. Bye bye.
That's actually targeting one of Zanath's cities, so. But I still don't think it's gonna be enough. Yeah, the tank gets destroyed. And the trample damage from the tank also destroying a building. That's something we haven't talked about, but tanks actually deal damage as they drive to the tiles that they're driving.
Oh yeah,
on.
yeah.
And but with the bone drought effect, that actually does that becomes significantly more dangerous. All right, now there's death in Dutch's last city, so that's gonna be GG. And I think Zanath's gonna get 3 points by the looks of it. 4 maybe. Oh, there's some grass here in the snow. But yeah.
Oh yeah, there's actually more grass than I thought.
Yeah.
If you look to the snow, yeah.
Oh, in the corners as well.
So this is the final turn then.
Yeah. Cheers, I got him. Actually destroying his own city with the trample. Wow. That's classy. But yeah, the tank's gonna die to frostbite. I think a couple of things are gonna die. 10 points actually. That's more than I thought.
10. Yeah. Oh wow, almost hit him. Little grass cells.
All right.
Yeah, that concludes our 4th out of 3 matches
Yeah.
for tonight. Well, this 4th one was really worth it, though.
Yeah, that was a funny game.
Yeah.
Interesting to see how the dynamic changed with the 2 new players.
So
Yeah, I
Zanath
guess,
is still really dominating.
Yeah.
Because he
Score-wise, yes.
was the winner of the first tournament as well. And now keeps his winning streak.
Yeah,
this
with
match
all
against
4
us.
matches.
Yeah.
Still, I mean, I think everyone played really well, and I really liked the underdog vibe in the last match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really did a lot for the dynamic because, yeah, even if they would have gone down quickly, then it still would have been like a sort of struggle to fill the vacuum. So
Mhm.
that's a whole other dynamic to the 1v1ing we've seen.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, very cool. I think that concludes our community match stream.
Yeah.
I definitely think this is worth of a successive stream.
Yeah, definitely. It was fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to do.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of ideas to show a different side for the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Would be cool to have to follow one player in the whole struggle.
Oh yeah, we could do that. Yeah.
I mean, it would be less meta talk, but we could still like fantasize about what the other players are doing. So.
Yeah.
Whole
Yeah,
other
we
thing.
could, just switch viewpoints.
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Let's see what we can do.
Yeah. Well, thanks everyone.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
And of course for joining the match because we've had 2 surprise contestants tonight, which I still think is a very cool thing. It's definitely it shows the spirit that we have here in the community.
Yeah.
So it's super cool that we got to experience that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks for tuning in.
I guess one last thing is the game's going to be on Kickstarter on November 1st. So be sure to back that. Or join our Discord or stuff like that. Anything else?
Definitely do that. Yeah, and you'll see the game on Kickstarter pretty soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we also give access to the closed beta for active members on Discord, so you might even get a little preview.
And get to participate in the next community stream.
Exactly.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, well, thanks
later,
everyone.
guys. Yeah, thank you too, Thomas.
Yeah, thanks for joining this stream.
Yeah, thank you too, guys, for the opportunity. See you later.
All right.
Later.
Bye.